What if from today, nothing and nobody could control your emotions ever again? Imagine walking into every room untouchable. No insult cuts deep. No rejection lingers. No betrayal steals your peace. Think about how different your life would feel. How many days have been ruined by a single sentence? How many nights have been wasted replaying a moment, wishing you had reacted differently? We've all been there. We've all felt that sting, that heat in the chest, that restless loop in the mind. But here's the truth most people never realize. The weakness doesn't come from what happened. It comes from the reaction that followed, and that weakness ends the moment you decide it does. This is not about becoming cold. It's not about killing empathy or turning into stone. It's about becoming unshakable. Niccolò Machiavelli taught that the first kingdom any ruler must conquer is himself. If you cannot command your own emotions, you will always be commanded by someone else. The world does not need chains to control you. It only needs triggers. Push the right button and you move. Withdraw attention and you chase. Offer praise and you attach. That is how most people are led without realizing it. So today, we dismantle that pattern. We build something stronger, an internal fortress. The first lesson is simple but brutal. Destroy emotional vulnerability. Most suffering is not caused by lack of money, status, or opportunity. It's caused by a lack of emotional control. People get offended too quickly. They get jealous too easily. They explode too fast. And every emotional explosion is a transfer of power. When someone insults you and you lose your temper, who controlled that moment? Not you. They pulled a string and you moved. When someone ignores you and you spiral for days, who owned your peace? Not you. They did. Emotional vulnerability is allowing others to access your nervous system at will, and people will test it. They will provoke you casually. They will delay responses. They will question your decisions in subtle ways. The moment you react impulsively, they collect information. They learn your triggers. And once they know your triggers, they know how to steer you. The solution begins with the pause. When disrespected, pause. When criticized, pause. When tempted to defend yourself immediately, pause. That space between stimulus and response is where power lives. Emotions are like fire. Controlled, they warm you. Uncontrolled, they burn your life down. The next time someone tries to irritate you, hold your silence. Let them wonder. Mystery unsettles people. Calmness intimidates more than shouting ever could. The world respects those who remain steady under pressure. The one who cannot be shaken becomes difficult to control. Second lesson, think like a strategist, not a reactor. Most people live in reaction mode. Praise lifts them. Criticism crushes them. Attention excites them. Silence destabilizes them. They swing emotionally all day long. That makes them predictable. And predictability makes you easy to manipulate. A strategist does not ask, "How do I feel right now?" He asks, "What is the smartest move?" That shift changes everything. Imagine someone tries to embarrass you publicly. If you react with anger, you look insecure. If you stay calm and respond briefly or not at all, you look composed. Observers notice composure. In relationships, emotions often blind judgment. Red flags are ignored because the feeling is strong. But the strategist watches patterns, not promises. Words are easy. Behavior reveals truth. When emotion surges, step back and ask, if I react right now, who benefits? That question alone will save you from countless mistakes. Strategy over impulse, calculation over chaos. Third lesson, build mental autonomy. Detach from external validation. Many people are controlled not by insults but by approval. They depend on praise to feel worthy. A compliment elevates them. A lack of attention deflates them. If your self-worth depends on someone else's opinion, you have handed them authority over your internal state. And opinions change constantly. Today admired, tomorrow criticized. If your identity rises and falls with public perception, you will never be stable. Mental autonomy means your value is internally defined. You do not need applause to feel solid. You do not need reassurance to feel capable. When you detach from constant approval, you become difficult to manipulate with either praise or criticism. Ask yourself honestly, if nobody noticed this achievement, would I still be proud? If nobody approved this choice, would I still stand by it? When the answer becomes yes, you are free. Fourth lesson: eliminate the small weaknesses that leak power. Over-explaining is one of them. When you rush to justify every decision, you signal insecurity. State your position calmly once. If they understand, good. If not, silence. Oversharing is another leak. Not everyone deserves access to your fears, dreams, and struggles. Information is leverage. When you reveal too much too soon, you give others material they may later use against you. Guard your inner world carefully. Speak with precision. Share selectively. Power is not only in what you express, it is in what you withhold. Fifth lesson: use silence and calm as weapons. Most people are uncomfortable with silence. They rush to fill it. They rush to defend themselves. But silence shifts pressure. When someone expects an argument and receives stillness instead, they become unsettled. Calm under provocation signals strength. It communicates that your emotional state is not easily hijacked. Silence protects your intentions. Calm protects your image. Together, they create authority. But silence is not avoidance. It is timing. It is waiting until your words carry maximum weight. Sixth lesson: see people as they are, not as they appear. Many operate behind masks. Pleasant when it serves them, supportive when it benefits them, critical when it strengthens their position. Words are cheap. Patterns are truth. Watch consistency. Watch behavior under stress. Watch how someone treats others when there is no advantage. Observation protects you from illusion. When you see clearly, betrayal does not shock you. It informs you. Clarity reduces emotional damage because you expect human nature instead of fantasy. Seventh lesson: beware of emotional dependency. Trust slowly. Measure consistently. Blind trust often becomes regret. People act in their interest first. That is not cynicism. It is reality. When you depend heavily on someone for happiness or identity, you grant them leverage. If they withdraw, you collapse. If they criticize, you crumble. Emotional independence means you can care deeply without losing yourself. You can connect without becoming controlled. Always maintain a part of you that remains sovereign. If someone leaves, you remain whole. If someone disappoints you, you remain stable. Eighth and final lesson: master yourself daily. Self-mastery is not a one-time decision. It is discipline repeated. Control your emotional impulses. Discipline your habits. Strengthen your independence. When insulted, remain composed. When tempted, remain disciplined. When discouraged, remain focused. Small acts of control build a powerful internal structure. Think of yourself as the ruler of an inner kingdom. Your thoughts are citizens. Your emotions are soldiers. Your habits are laws. If your kingdom is chaotic, nothing outside will function well. But if your kingdom is ordered and disciplined, external chaos loses its impact. The world will always test you. Someone will attempt to provoke you. Someone will attempt to manipulate you. Someone will attempt to undermine you. That is inevitable. But the untouchable individual feels without being ruled, observes without being consumed, and acts without being rushed. He does not need to dominate others openly. He simply refuses to be dominated internally. That refusal changes everything. True power is quiet. It does not beg for recognition. It does not shout for respect. It radiates control. When people realize they cannot trigger you easily, they hesitate. When they realize their silence does not shake you, they lose leverage. When they realize praise does not inflate you and criticism does not break you, they stop trying to steer you. From this moment forward, choose control. Choose strategy over impulse. Choose observation over reaction. Choose silence over unnecessary explanation. Choose independence over dependency. Each of these choices builds your fortress brick by brick. And once that fortress stands strong, no insult will penetrate, no rejection will define you, and no betrayal will dismantle your peace. Nothing and nobody controls your emotions unless you allow it. That is the line. That is the boundary. That is the shift. When your emotions answer to you and not to the world, you become untouchable, calm, calculated, unreadable, powerful. And that kind of power cannot be taken. It can only be surrendered. So do not surrender it again.